Hello everyone, this is HESKESKI here, back with some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm 4 versus 4 action. Wait, we gotta find me. Where am I at? There I am. I'm gonna label this one as Ladder Anxiety Light. The reason I'm doing that is because normally Ladder Anxiety is all about the 1 versus 1, but I decided, you know what, I haven't played in a little while, I want to get back into it, but I gotta start it easy, and I still have to do my placement matches, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna do a random placement match, 4 versus 4, and I'm playing with people I don't even know, because it placed me with some randoms. So let's go ahead and introduce the gladiators in this game, spawning as the purple Protoss, which I think is quite fitting to my personality. Hey, look, purple's a royal color, okay? That's what I always say to make myself feel better. Anyways, it's got to be myself in Clan Husky, the most prestigious, never heard of clan in the universe. And my allies are going to be Marcio, something like that. It's going to be a teal Protoss. Red Zerg is Kingson, or King's Son. And then Nail Bomb. For a second, I thought that said Buzz Bomb. But no, it does say Nail Bomb. And we are going to be going up against IIKSII Kuzike. And looks like he has an ally from the same clan, Slam Dunk. We're also going to be going up against Extinct and Inca. Now, I don't believe that these are actually, I mean, these are some pro player names I've actually heard of before. One of them has high APM. The other ones are relatively low in the opening stages of this game. So I don't think it is actually the real players. I know Inca, for example, is a pro player. But let's go ahead, and I'm wondering if I should actually do... Should I do this? Should I do red versus blue? Does it let me do anything else? Yeah, I mean, red versus blue is all we really get. So we'll go ahead and go with that. Keep in mind, though, I'm going to be this Protoss. It'll be kind of hard to tell us apart from the other Protoss. But basically, the player who's making all the fancy moves, like scouting, for example, is it's going to be me. So if you see someone doing something cool, it's obviously me. I can't even say that with a straight face because I'm so terrible. But either way, I did scout out right away. I spotted that he does have a spawning pool on the way. And I'm pinging. I'm telling my allies, watch out for the Zerglings. They are on the way. And they are actually going to be spotting this expansion for Nail Bomb. He did go for the high yield expansion. But with great reward comes great risk. And does decide not to kill this off. He actually wants to try and do more damage to us economically and directly. We actually do have a second gateway on the way for Marcio, and this will be up here. I'm going for a Cybernetics core. Also have my Zealots on the way. I'm chrono boosting them out just because this is a lot of Lings. Got to be careful. Now, thankfully, Marcio did something really smart here, which was actually go ahead and go for the pylons right now. And actually, hang on. If I go here, this is really important, guys. If I go here and then I go to gameplay, we got to do damage. There we go. Okay, and we're back. And we're back. So there's going to be the Lings right there. I also do spot some Reapers down the bottom right side, which is what I'm pinging, trying to tell my allies, you know what? These guys are a pre-made. They're going to be going into try-hard mode. Unfortunately for us, Marcio is going for pulling off the probes off. Not quite sure if that is a necessity. Also, you can tell my Zealots are different because they got the fancy Zealot skin. Obviously showing that my skill is way too good. But either way, my hero Zealot's going to be marching down here. We do have enough to hold this off. It is kind of annoying to have to micro versus this because Zealots will never actually catch up. But we do have enough to really prevent any of these Lings from doing too much damage. The probes, you guys can go back home. That's Marcio. You're playing a little bit too safe, buddy. Either way, though, we are not going to be taking too much damage here. The problem is, though, that we do have the Reapers now up here. SCVs are going to be pulled off the line. So you can see that this game does get underway right away. Now, as this game is getting underway, yes, guys, I am calling you out right now. If I am playing one game for Ladder Anxiety, you guys know the drill. You have to go out there and you have to play 4 versus 4 yourself. Come back here and let me know how that game went. No excuses. If you're someone who's going to forget about doing that right now, then or doing it later, you have to stop and do it right now, okay? That's all there is to it. It does look like the Reapers are going to get cleaned up here. It looks like those two will survive. But either way, the fact that he went for so many Reapers and didn't really manage to make anything happen with that tells me that we're actually not in that bad a shape. We do have a Baneling Nest on the way for Extinct here, but he does have his Lings being heavily revealed here. I'm going to go ahead and march my 2 Zealots here. Now, these Lings could kill my Zealots, but I knew that there was more Lings on the way, so I wasn't too worried about that. And actually, going to get a pretty sick surround here. This is something you almost never see, which is Lings chasing down other Lings and actually doing it successfully. There's going to be the Zergling speed finishing right up in time to save the majority of those. Sorry, I got distracted by this awesome meteor blast. That looks actually really dope. But either way, it's back to the action. The Lings right there. Got to go ahead and, you know, they retreat all the way back home, so not too much we can do about that. However, we do have the high yield expansion, believe it or not. This is some Ripley's, believe it or not, right here, as we do have the bunker now down. No units are inside of that, but maybe he's going to scare his opponent into thinking that there are. We do have our Stalker Zealot moving out here. I'm going to go ahead and kill off this Overlord because I realize that they are trying to rely on early rushes, so if I can supply block them in any any way, that would be ideal. Does look like the Lings are going to continue over here. They do chase out those Reapers, and down goes the Overlord there. So nice little play here by Husky. Going to be taking out that Overlord. And let's take a look at the army supplies. I'm actually kind of curious right now. So keep in mind that we are top and they are bottom. And we do have a slight advantage from, who is this? This is Kingston is really out in the lead. But, you know, we do have one player who is at 27. And they have one. Their lowest is at 28 there. So relatively even. It's just our one Zerg player, Kingsun, has apparently been macroing quite well right here. So it does look like the Lings are going to be running down here. And actually, this is relatively undefended. Not a whole lot here to defend, except for these Banelings right now showing up just in time to try and get the big detonations there. Not going to quite happen. Instead, we're going to be having a Ling versus Ling battle. My Stalkers show up, and hopefully they can absorb some of those Baneling hits. If nothing else, they are going to be absorbing a lot of these Ling hits, buying time for the Zealots and other Stalkers and more Marines to be showing up. So we are going to be returning the favor as far as aggression is concerned. This is a lot of aggression only at the 8-minute mark. Big Baneling hit right there. And it does look like they have enough defense here to hold off the Ling counterattack, but it does look like the Queen will go down first. But they don't have enough to clean up this. Here comes some Banelings rolling on in. I'm trying to intercept them with my Stalkers there. That is not going to happen, though. And actually, we have lots going on. Reapers over here have been massacring this base up here at the exact same time. Got to be going for the hatchery there itself. I have backed into the corner to try and get as many kills as possible. Keep in mind that I do have the Mothership Core here as well, and actually killing off quite a few workers. Not bad overall, and I can go ahead and mass recall out of here as soon as I would like to. And I'm going to go ahead and just do that for safety. Not a whole lot more I think I can actually do there. And do you have some units right there? There, they showed up to that party at the absolute wrong time. At the same time, though, we do have another counterattack. Got to be going down the bottom left side. And honestly, this is an action-packed game. And this is my first 4v4 in, like, months. I honestly have not been playing that much 4v4. And already, this game is, like, way too out of control. This is actually my placement match, like I said. No exaggeration. You guys can check my match history. This is got to be my placement match. Having not played in a long time, definitely rusty, but having an awesome game right here. Looks like those drones have either been killed or had to transfer away. The Queen's going down as well. But either way, they are starting to get a lot of Marine and Marauder, which actually kind of has me a little bit worried. But also keep in mind this high-yield expansion over here really paying off dividends right now to our Terran player. I did move my army down here to try and spot if there's any stray Overlords. I think I intercepted one on the way. But either way, not able to kill off any more Overlords there. There is one here, but I'm never, ever, ever going to be finding that guy. Here comes a lot of Lings right now. Got to be going for the counterattack up on us. Now, I'm completely out of position here. It does look like the Queen is going to get taken down. Banelings are going to be morphing in. The drones in here trying to hold their own for now. There are two spines. They should probably move those spines a little bit over there. Got to be careful of those Banelings right now. And we'll see. I am pinging right there saying, hey, Banelings are on the way. You got to watch out, buddy. And those two Banelings right now got to try and run around the spine collar here. The Queen got to try and hold off as long as possible. Again, the Banelings got to be running inside, though. And they are right in the drone line. Some pretty big hits there. That Baneling refusing to detonate, though. He was like, you know what? I know my life is to kill myself, but I just don't want to. A lot of drones did get taken out there, though, but I kind of want to look at the overall workers here. 21, 31, 24, 27. That's going to be to our 36, 33, 28, 39. So we do have a distinct worker advantage. Do we still have a supply advantage? It's getting kind of close because they do have the Terran player with 72 supply. Got to be in first place as far as supply is concerned. And our Terran player, Nail Bomb, not in a good spot. Yes, he's got lots of money right now, but he's just not been able to spend it here or has decided not to. So he's actually fallen way, way behind. That's kind of how team games are. You're going to have players of different skill sets, which is honestly, I know it's frustrating to a lot of people, but it's actually what I like about team games. It's a lot less stressful, a lot more fun. And you know what? If you lose, just blame it on your teammates and just keep playing. I would rather have people playing more games than not playing games. But either way, you do have the barracks right there. Getting covered in their creep, but not really producing a whole lot. He doesn't have that money. Stim pack going to be on the way. Heavily delayed. I am going to be working on Psystorm right now. I mentioned that in chat. As really, I've only been able to stay on 2 bases, and the reason I am going for Psystorm, I actually want to talk strategy here for a second. The reason I'm going for Psystorm is look at the army supplies once again. Their highest army supply really in the game, at least I guess they're basically tied right here, going back and forth, but is a Terran player, Marine and Marauder. Look at the time in the game. 12 minutes, 45 seconds. What does that mean? That Marine Marauder is absolutely powerful right now. They can take on a lot of our stuff in a direct fight, and gateway units are just not going to cut it. This amount of Zealot Archon, not really going to cut it. Sure, they have legs. They have no upgrades, though. will easily be kited here by the Marauder Slow, by the Stem, and by the 1-1. So army supply advantage, I would say, especially goes to that one Terran player. So that is what I'm most worried about. And the strategy part of that is going to be me getting out the High Templar as quickly as I possibly can, given I only have 2 bases to do so. But I also have lots of High Templar right now, so we're going to go ahead and try and move out with everything we've got, which I feel like is just not that much stuff. They have 2 players over 100 supply. We don't have anyone over 100, but overall we have relatively even distribution of our supply. I still gotta say though, unfortunately, Nail Bomb. Nail Bomb, this is a nail biter for me. Also just lost that command center as well. Trying to clean up these drops. There's only so much I can do with just gateway units though, which is always the sad thing about playing Protoss, that if you don't have anything to chase down those drops, they are going to give you one hell of a time. Here comes a huge drop from Slam Dunk. He's got to be doing this NBA Jam style from downtown. He's doing one of those dunks from like half court. At the same time, though, we are going to go ahead and kill off one of those bases, and hopefully he can micro here. Well, the Baneling gets some pretty good hits, but not devastating hits. Does manage to keep some of those units alive. Unfortunately, this is my base over here, and these medevacs are ready to go. My army completely out of position. This army right here is not reacting in time to help out, so this base is as good as dead. But honestly, at this point, I was focused down here. My High Templar are in position. This is exactly what I made them. They've waited their entire lives for this moment. Can they actually make it happen, though? And there's going to be the huge storms. Oh, my God. 4v4 team storms, always the best versus Terran. And more storms coming on down. Got to be executing that entire army. And that was my goal, was to kill that off, finishing off the medevacs as well. Sure, I lost all the High Templar, but man, did I kill his army. The drops over here have killed off this Nexus over here, so both teams have lost a lot in this game. But you also have to remember that, do I have anything back here? No, I don't. No, I don't. Hopefully it doesn't actually end up dropping me. But either way, I'm trying to cannon rush down here, as I do see that this base is there. I am finally working on +1/+1, managing to find the resources somehow. Even though I thought this drop was going to be doing lots and lots of damage to me, I don't think our Zerg player actually realized that there is a drop over there. I'm moving my army back now to try and defend against this. I do have my probe over here. Haven't really found the resources or time to throw down those cannons. I do ping up here because even though we can't see these medevacs, I'm like, you know what? I think those medevacs are there, so I really like to utilize pings as best as I possibly can. He is going to be dropping inside this base. Keep in mind, he really has nowhere to run, so we're going to be able to get a nice engagement here. Yes, guys, I know that time warp was really bad. It's okay, but hey, if nothing else, I get a Stormer right there. Oh my God, the storms and the feedbacks. My High Templar MVP of this game, trying to go for the cannon rush over here. It does get taken out though, and I think I realized that my probe's there. It's like, oh God, got to get out of here. I don't think there's really anywhere for this probe to run though, so we'll see. Oh my God, he put a planetary there, so definitely nowhere for him to run. But hey, at least I did spot that base. But the problem right now is if we take a look at the income here, they have 1,500, 1,200, 1,100, and 900. We are actually way behind in the income right now. They have more bases. Oh God, we have creep tumors touching creep tumors. You should never let the creep touch. And the creep spread over here is actually pretty good. So this game getting a little bit out of control overall, I would say. But either way, it does look like King Sun is deciding to lag my game by having so many units right now. I think he's probably got the highest supply in the game. He's at 168, so yes, he does. The Meatless are right here trying to engage. I think we can win this directly, although we can definitely win it directly with all these Marines. Our army is going to be moving forward, and this is the attack of the giant red blob. As we have all managed to group up now, we are going to be going straight for the kill here, and we'll see exactly what we can make happen. Keep in mind, my Zealots are the fancy ones, their black outfits on. And they do have lots of roaches, lots of Marine and Marauder. Actually, really good angle for these Marines and Marauders, but there's just overwhelming amounts of forces right now. It does look like our Roach ally, our Roach enemy is going to be backing up here a little bit. So we are able to kill off one of those bases. And keep in mind, they do have that income advantage. I would say they still do, as all their players are at over 1,000. Whereas me right here, I have like no extra income. I am trying to get that base once again. But my Zealots do decide to run in there, which is not going to be ideal for them. Sure, they're absorbing some damage, but not really doing that much else. And at this point, I do lose the Zealots. I honestly don't have that much stuff at this point. I kind of lost the majority of my army killing off that Terran player, so I'm hoping my my allies can help out here. I've got to throw down a couple last storms, though. I'm not quite done just yet. Time warp right there, trying to just buy us as much time as possible while still saving enough for mass recall. Not that I really have anything to mass recall, so I'll see if I can do anything with this Mothership Core here before my High Templar. Well, they kind of ran out of juice. They don't really have any energy whatsoever and aren't really even close to it. They still need about 15 energy, which is going to take a little bit too long. So I'm going to go ahead and morph that into an Archon. And my supply is actually atrocious right now. I'm only at 32 supply. And they are actually going to be cleaning up our entire army down here. So if we take a look at the army supplies once again, or active forces, I suppose. I mean, look at this supply distribution. I'm at 32 because I went all High Templar and I lost them instantaneously. So I'm actually the lowest in the game right now. I feel like I've done my job, which is kind of whittled down the Terran player. But either way, 191. So it's basically up to Kingston at this point to kill all of them, because look at this, 140, 85, and 120. Those are all ahead of where we're at. So not looking good. I'm like, they have too many bases, looks like, of L Cooks. L Cooks like is what I decided to type right there. But either way, they do have these bases on the left side, which we just don't have anything to match that. They're just now getting the high yield base over here and on the left side, which is not ideal for us. So at this point, man, it is up to you, Kingston. You got to make it happen. Zerg players always lag in StarCraft too, but hey, it's got to be worth it. He's actually running directly into this base. Does he decide to go for the kill right now? Bailey's got to be rolling into the roaches. Is it got to be worth it? We're about to find out. So many units go down. Honestly, not sure who's got to come out ahead right now, but keep in mind the Mutalisk count is just absurd. It's absolutely out of control. 35 Mutas down to 32. The Marine and Marauders showing up here to scare this away. I think he could actually engage that directly. There's just not a whole lot of anti-air there. But again, cutting into that supply in a big way. 162, he doesn't have that much money reserved right now to be replacing those units. I am going to try to expand over here on the left side. And we'll see. I'm trying to get my own economy back on track right now. But again, I really just want to be the guy who's relying on High Templar. The reason is that High Templar are almost always valuable in team games, especially against Terran, especially against Zerg. And that is exactly what we're going up against right now. So we're going to try and go for it here. And this is going to be the most embarrassing moment ever. I was looking somewhere else. I actually remember this happening. And somehow my guys were set to auto-follow, and they ran into those banelings, so you guys can laugh at me all you want, but it looks like our army might actually get destroyed here. The Roaches decide not to engage directly, but instead go for the kiting action, which I think is the correct move. Keep in mind that we are swinging around on the right side as well. An absolutely ridiculous battle taking place. Unfortunately, I have no units for me to throw in this battle. We're going to be losing that battle pretty one-sidedly at the same time that we are going to be taking out one of the high-yield expansions over on the right side, so an absolute slaughter fest going on this game. And it makes me kind of miss playing team games. I feel like I need to be doing this more and more. So even though this is ladder anxiety light, this is definitely a stressful game for us. We're going to be killing off the base down the bottom right side. And keep in mind that we're actually killing off a lot of workers here. So even though we're trading a base for another base, we're going to be the ones who are killing off all of those workers. The probes right here, I don't know if you want to be running in there. Probably not a good idea. He could just log this in line with these or something. I don't think that's worth it, because I think that it would have been, well, now it's an eye for an eye. It would have been a lot less. It would have been like an eye for a pinky, where we would have really come out ahead in that one. But either way, all those probes do get taken out. The roach count is absolutely out of control. There are Marines here to guard them. 3 attack, 2 armor. Keep in mind that I really don't have anything on the field right now. Do I actually have anything? I literally have nothing except for probes. Literally nothing but probes. So it's got to be all up to our Zerg player. I mean, again, number one, made a huge mistake. And actually, you can see Marcelo ends up leaving the game. I wonder how much money he had. Did he give us any money with that? I'm actually not sure, but that the teammate has left the game. This game seems to be winding down, but we are not out of this game just yet. Even though it's 4-on-3, we are not going to go down without a fight. Remember, guys, it's never too late to cannon rush. Got my fatty cannon rush down here at the bottom left side. 4 kills and 1 kill there. Well, what's the total amount of kills I get? It looks like 6, and I'm going to be able to kill off the missile turret there, allowing the Mutalisk to easily attack that location relatively soon. We're going to be losing lots of drones up here as well, but this is kind of just a ridiculous game. A big battle on the right side. There's things happening literally everywhere on the map, and I do see that they are marching down here. They do finally kill off one of my bases. Did I ever make any units with this? Well, keep in mind, guys, it's never too late to cannon rush, and it's never too late to DT rush. 24 minutes in the game. All I can afford is some DT, so I'm going to try and scrape together some utility out of what few resources I have left. I kill off both refineries as well. I didn't realize I did that when this game was being played, but either way, I am able to kill off those refineries. That's going to be less and less gas here. The Mutalisk count, what is that actually up to right now? 54. And keep in mind that one of our players has still left. He's going to be chasing down the Overlords, chasing down the Roaches. And the thing is that if they don't have enough anti-air, then they're going to be paying the price dearly. Here we go. First DT is going to be going inside the base. Going to go ahead and follow these guys for now. Now I decide to turn around. And the Mutalisk count right now might actually be enough to kill off everything. We've killed off their Terran player. We're killing off all of his workers as well. So the base down the bottom right side is in a lot of trouble. I do decide to send all my DTs down here to try and kill off the base right now. And actually, it's going quite well. I kill off every single drone. Got to try and get the spore caller there. I do manage to. I was hoping he doesn't realize it and scan. scan, but he does scan. Those guys melt away instantly. But at the same time, I am on the loose with more and more DTs. I literally send these DTs to every corner of the map, and they do have quite a few kills going on. Scans are cleaning those up, but the problem is they don't have the anti-air that they actually need here. I'll keep an eye on the production tab because it is low for every player, and it does look like the Roaches here are trying to find something you can actually do. That is a lot of Marines, but they are stemmed all the way down. It does pick up a lot of those Mutalisks, though, and that brings the Mutalisk count down to 48, which is not something I normally say, down to 48, but either way, the Marines able to cut it down now to 44, so losing quite a few Mutalisks right there. My DTs are still going to town. I do hide this guy back here just to try and keep full efficiency out of these guys because I don't have a whole lot of money. Sure, I have minerals, but at this point, it's honestly more important to be doing economic damage to them than warping in a few extra zealots. So I am going to try, and do I send my DT down here? Yes, I do, but he's confused because his AI is telling him to go straight for the planetary, which is not the ideal situation for me. But either way, I do have that. Looks like my DT down here finally got cleaned up. I do have another one going to be slipping in there. I have a DT hacking down here, really trying to send them every which way. DT right here as well. He is up to 7 kills and is raking in more and more. We got our hero DT taking place right there. He is going to get scanned, though. And his life for ire indeed. But either way, this DT might actually get this orbital command by himself. Decides to lift off there. We'll see if that actually burns down or not. But still have DTs loose in these bases. So even though we are down a player, we are trying to take out their Terrans. If we take out the Terrans, that is all of their anti-air. I don't think you're going to save this command center in time, to be completely frank. So that DT did indeed kill it off. There it goes as it does tick down. Army supply, our Zerg player is maxed, but overall supply is about tied here. I think we are actually ahead. It's just that we did lose that one player there. My supply is starting to crawl its way back up slowly but surely. I do have 9 DTs on the field now, still trying to harass with these. And actually, in all honesty, doing quite a good job at it. Just going to be killing out these supply depots. I mean, honestly, supply depots don't matter at this point. What does matter, though, is making them be terrified, not want to be able to move out. And here we go. Banelings rolling in. All the Marines! All the Marines as the Banelings eat them all alive. Oh, my God. Going to be taking those out. I'm pretty sure I blew out my microphone just right there. Ends up destroying the Marines. That was their last hope there. He needed the fatty splits, was unable to get it as he does end up losing all those Marines, and not looking good for them at this point, as we were actually able to somehow win this game. I thought for sure we were going to lose, but they just don't have any anti-air now, and there's going to be the GG coming out from them. Sure, they got a lot of roaches, but that is it. No anti-air on the field, so what an exciting return to 4v4s for me, and this game did place me in Platinum. Keep in mind that they kind of changed the ranking system, so you rank lower than you normally are, but you cannot be demoted. I believe they're still doing that, as that was kind of a new feature they added, so that you can't actually be demoted, but it places you a lot lower than you normally would be. Normally in team games, I'm either Diamond or Masters, depending on if it's a good season for me or not, but either way, had a lot of fun right here. They are basically out of options at this point. I mean, they do have quite a few Marines. I can't remember if Slam Dunk has actually left the game or not, but either way, that is not looking good for them. I do believe this game is nearly over here. I mean, they might want to do one last push. No, they decided to go ahead and leave the game, so there we go. Oh my gosh, this is going to be Ladder Anxiety light version, so you guys know what your homework is. Go on to StarCraft 2, download the patch if you haven't, and play 1 4 versus 4. Come back here, let me know how your game went, and did you have awesome players? Did you have noobs? Did you rage at your allies? Let me know all the juicy details. I love reading through them. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. High yield expansion, but with great reward comes great risk, and does decide not to kill this off. He actually wants to try and do more damage to us economically and directly. We actually do have a second gateway on the way for Marcio, and this will be up here. I'm going for a Cybernetics core. Also have my Zealots on the way. I'm chrono boosting them out just because this is a lot of Lings. Got to be careful. Now, thankfully, Marcio did something really smart here, which was actually go ahead and go for the pylons right now. And actually, hang on. If I go here, this is really important, guys. If I go here and then I go to gameplay, we got to do damage. There we go. Okay, and we're back. And we're back. So there's going to be the Lings right there. I also do spot some Reapers down the bottom right side, which is what I'm pinging, trying to tell my allies, you know what? These guys are a pre-made. They're going to be going into try-hard mode. Unfortunately, for are relatively low in the opening stages of this game, so I don't think it is actually the real players. I know Inca, for example, is a pro player, but let's go ahead, and I'm wondering if I should actually do... Should I do this? Should I do red versus blue? Does it let me do anything else? Yeah, I mean, red versus blue is all we really get. So we'll go ahead and go with that. Keep in mind, though, I'm going to be this Protoss. It'll be kind of hard to tell us apart from the other Protoss. But basically, the player who's making all the fancy moves, like scouting, for example, is it's going to be me. So if you see someone doing something cool, it's obviously me. I can't even say that with a straight face because I'm so terrible. But either way, I did scout out right away. I spotted that he does have a spawning pool on the way. And I'm pinging. I'm telling my allies, watch out for the Zerglings. They are on the way. And they are actually going to be spotting this expansion for Nail Bomb. He did go for the Marcio is going for pulling off the probes off. Not quite sure if that is a necessity. Also, you can tell my Zealots are different because they got the fancy Zealot skin. Obviously showing that my skill is way too good. But either way, my hero Zealot's going to be marching down here. We do have to hold this off. It is kind of annoying to have to micro versus this because Zealots will never actually catch up. But we do have to really prevent any of these Lings from doing too much damage. The probes, you guys can go back home. That's Marcio. You're playing a little bit too safe, buddy. Either way, though, we are not going to be taking too much damage here. The problem is, though, that we do have the Reapers now up here. SCVs are going to be pulled off the line. So you can see that this game does get underway right away. Now, as this game is getting underway, yes, guys, I'm calling you out right now. If I am playing one game for, okay, that's what I always say to make myself feel better. Anyways, it's got to be myself in Clan Husky. The most prestigious, never heard of clan in the universe. And my allies are going to be Marcio, something like that. It's going to be a teal Protoss. Red Zerg is Kingson, or King's Son. And then Nail Bomb. For a second, I thought that said Buzz Bomb. But no, it does say Nail Bomb. And we are going to be going up against IIKSII Kuzike. And looks like he has an ally from the same clan, Slam Dunk. We're also going to be going up against Extinct and Inca. Now, I don't believe that these are actually, I mean, these are some pro player names I've actually heard of before. One of them has high APM. The other ones are... Hello, everyone. This is HUS Husky here, back with some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm 4 versus 4 action. Wait, we gotta find me. Where am I at? There I am. I'm gonna label this one as Ladder Anxiety Light. The reason I'm doing that is because normally Ladder Anxiety is all about the 1 versus 1, but I decided, you know what, I haven't played in a little while, I want to get back into it, but I gotta start it easy, and I still have to do my placement matches, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna do a random placement match, 4 versus 4, and I'm playing with people I don't even know, because it placed me with some randoms. So let's go ahead and introduce the gladiators in this game, spawning as the purple Protoss, which I think is quite fitting to my personality. Hey, look, purple's a royal color, okay?